Hello and welcome to this short training session. In this lesson we're going to be looking at what's new in Sage CRM 2018 R3. So this is very much a technical deep dive. My name is Jeff Richards and I'm the Head of Training Program Development for Sage CRM, and I work within the development team in Dublin, and I'm responsible for the creation of training resources that cover the programming interfaces, customization capabilities and technical features of Sage CRM. The core intended audience for this deep dive are Sage partners who provide technical support for their customers using integrated Sage CRM. So what resources and documentation are available to support this release? I need to remind you, first of all, that all of the release notes, the guides and the online help can be found on the Help Center. That's help.sagecrm.com. This should be the first place that you look for help around the features and supported environments for all of the supported versions of Sage CRM. And the documentation has changed to support the great new features that have been added to enhance the user feature. Now we've completely redesigned the Sage CRM Help Center to improve its usability. Now it's much easier to find documents related to a particular Sage CRM version. The new Help Center is fully responsive and can be viewed on laptops, tablets and phones. Videos are now embedded into the Help Center so you can play them without leaving the website. The user guide and the online help have been updated to include how to view calendar items as a list, how to filter, sort and refresh the calendar list tab, and how to use the new status, which is closed, for MailChimp campaigns. And the System Administrator Guide has also been updated to include how to customize the calendar list tab. You're going to need to make sure that you share the links to the support and training YouTube channel. The link shown here will take you to the Sage CRM Getting Started and Overview videos. There have been 33 new videos added to the Sage CRM playlist since the last release, that's Sage CRM 2018 R2. So this really is an invaluable learning aid and is designed to help reduce the amount of time that you may need to spend on educating administrators and users in the use of features. There are additional resources being added also to the community to support the release and to help customers get the most out of their experience of using integrated CRM. And over the next few weeks, you're going to see a variety of technical, general and end-user focused articles appearing on the community. The Sage CRM community has additional resources to help partners. These include a spreadsheet that lists the main metadata and database changes that have been made between Sage CRM 2018 R2 and Sage CRM 2018 R3. Now all of these changes really are essentially connected with the changes to Quick Find and the new calendar list feature. So what are these changes? Well, there are a small number of important changes to the database and metadata that you need to know about. There have been 3 new views added to the system: vAddress Composer, vPhone Composer and vCalendar List, and there's been a new screen object, Calendar List, which is, as it says, a list. And there's a new system action that has also been added called Responsive Calendar List, and you'll be able to find that underneath the User tab. All of these new features in Sage CRM that we're going to explore may have an impact on existing components, add-ons and techniques that have been used to extend Sage CRM. And so these may affect the database and data model, any custom code and API calls that have been used, the metadata which describes the system, and of course the integration with your local Sage accounting system. As a general rule, we only support products that themselves enjoy mainstream support from their manufacturers, and that means that our software support inevitably changes over time. And so we do need to consider the changes to supported software, and this affects not just servers but also the devices that are used to access integrated Sage CRM. So what's changed? On the database server, we can see that Microsoft SQL Server 2016 SP1 has been changed in its support to Microsoft SQL Server 2016 SP2, and we've removed support for Microsoft SQL Server 2014 SP2. Within mobile devices, we've seen some changes as well. So, for example, we now say that we support any variant of iOS 11, so that's iOS 11.x, whatever that is. And as far as web browsers are concerned, we've removed support for Apple Safari on desktop computers, and that's whether that's Mac OS or OS X. And although the QA team have actually covered Safari within their regression testing for 2018 R3, we're not going to be testing Safari in the future, and Safari has been dropped essentially because of the low number, the absolute low number of users within the install base. Now please note that this does not negatively impact users of Apple Macs because Chrome and Firefox are available within the Apple desktop and laptop devices. So let's see about the upgrade path. Customers are supported in their upgrades from Sage CRM 2017 R1 onwards. This means that upgrades towards R3 from 7.3, for example, are not supported and would be actively blocked by the install shield. Customers on Sage CRM 7.3 or 7.2 must first upgrade to Sage CRM 2017 R1 before upgrading to Sage CRM 2018 R3. You will need to assemble the following: the Sage CRM upgrade guide for the target version, and this is now something that you'll find within the system administration guide. You're also going to need the version release notes, and if necessary the patch release notes as well. You're also going to need to make sure that you've got hold of the licenses that you'll need. And you'll need a trial license for the test environment and then an upgrade license for the target version, and that's the version to which you're upgrading. And you may find it useful to make sure that you've got the software support guide, which is also known as a software support matrix. On the community, you'll find that there are some database investigation scripts that will allow you to understand the customizations that have taken place in the system to be upgraded. And there are appropriate What's New guides to make sure that you understand how the features have changed in the new version. And also look at whatever local system specification documentation that is available that describes the customized behavior of the system to be upgraded. But we've also made some changes to improve this whole upgrade experience. Now, of course, anyone who has carried out an upgrade will know that you need to approach an upgrade very carefully. And we can break the process of a customer upgrade into 3 distinct phases. You can have preparation, then the performance of the test upgrade, and then the actual upgrade of the production or live system. And preparation is probably the most important phase for any customer preparing for an upgrade. And this is where partners can very much help customers. And we can make sure that we've assembled the resources that are going to be needed, and that's all of the documentation and the release notes, the software patches and the licenses, etc. that I've already described. And you're going to need to create a baseline of the existing system, fully documenting, making sure that you understand all of the changes made to that system that you're going to be upgrading. And so if you need to be able to, if you get stuck, you need to be able to understand what has happened within the system. So you always need to make sure that you've got a backup to the system, have a clear recovery point. And then once that's done, create and validate a test environment so that you can prove the upgrade. And when the upgrade is run, so when a customer or a partner is running the upgrade on the test system, you're going to need to be able to check and verify that everything still works as it should. And so that includes the core behavior of the sales, marketing and customer service modules, as well as the integration with the accounting system and any other customizations that you may have made. And finally, you need to document if you found any defects during the upgrade process that you may have noticed and the action that was required to ensure correct behavior within the system. And typically, what customization areas will you need to review? Well, you're going to need to be able to check what work is required to ensure that any components that you may have had created in earlier versions will install correctly on Sage CRM 2018 R3. And you may also need to understand what changes may need to be made to enable any custom add-ons, customizations and extensions. Those are things written within the classic ASP pages, the .NET assemblies or web services code that used to work in the previous instance will continue to work within Sage CRM 2018 R3 as you upgrade the system. But when you come to the actual performance of the upgrade, do make sure that you are correctly following the instructions within the administration guide to guide you through the upgrade, follow the documentation and use the install shield. The Sage CRM setup in Sage CRM 2018 R3 has been improved to verify the integrity of the MailChimp integration related database tables and views. All of this is very important to upgrading. MailChimp is the email marketing solution that integrates with Sage CRM to let customers create online campaigns, send emails, and track results of those campaigns. The integration with MailChimp was originally introduced in Sage CRM 7.3, and there have been a number of changes to the integration since then as Sage CRM has continued to be enhanced. And for example, these have included new database structures and metadata definitions that have been created and added to the system. And occasionally when a customer upgrades from something like Sage CRM 7.3 to 2017 R1, which is on the upgrade path to 2018 R3, they may find the definition of a screen object was missing from metadata. And so if something like the e-marketing MailChimp edit screen is absent, then you want to be able to make sure that if you carry on the upgrade from Sage CRM 7.3 to Sage CRM 2017 and then onwards to 2018 R3, then it's a useful thing that the upgrade scripts have been added to verify the existing tables and object integrity so that you're alerted about any issues that are found. Sage CRM 2018 R3 is not as large a release as R2 was. The Sage CRM 2018 R2 release provided a raft of features that addressed the legal requirements for businesses around the introduction of GDPR. In contrast, this release is mainly focused on enhancing the experience of users around existing functions, such as improving the calendar or extending Quick Find. The release notes document over 50 issues and enhancements addressed in Sage CRM 2018 R3. All of these changes have been documented in the Help Center, and there will be some additional material added into the community and YouTube channel as well. All of this is available after the release of the product. But let's start looking at some of the changes in detail. In order to allow screen space to be used more efficiently, one of the changes that Sage CRM 2018 R3 has introduced is the idea of being able to display a My CRM calendar as a list. And this is going to allow users to sort, filter, edit and delete calendar items all within the context of a list. And system administrators can also customize this list appearance. So let's start having a look at this. Here you can see I've logged on into Sage CRM as Susan May, and I've opened up my calendar. And you can see that my calendar is busy, but it's not that easy to find a particular appointment. I've just clicked on the new tab option, Calendar List, and the grid that I have in front of me is filterable and sortable. I can sort by the columns. I've just clicked on Action to order the appointments by action type. And here you can see if I click on the funnel symbol, I can start to filter the list. Here I'm looking at the idea of companies with names beginning with Gate. And if there we are, you can see that all of my communications together now match the criteria I've been using. If I double click on the items on the grid, I can then edit or delete the communication according to the rights granted to me through my security profile. Let's now look at another improvement to the calendar. I've clicked back into looking at Susan May's calendar, and she's the user I've logged on as, and I want to be able to add an appointment for another user. In order to do that, I need to open up the calendar of the user for whom I want to create an appointment, and I've navigated to Brian Little's calendar. And if I click, you can now see that I've clicked into the screen anywhere into the calendar, and I'm starting to enter the details of that calendar. And here you can see I'm adding a sales review, and once it's been saved, it appears in the target user's calendar. And if I click into this, so we can see now the meeting's appointment with the details of this, we can see both the target user and the user who created the appointment are assigned to this. And I've cancelled out of that edit screen. So how can an administrator control the appearance of the new calendar list feature introduced in Sage CRM 2018 R3? Well, I can do that by logging on as a system administrator and then navigating into the administration screens, and within customization I can then click on communication. Within the list area, and there's a new list called calendar list, and the system administrator can here control the behavior of the list. Please note that you can only add the following field types into the calendar list. That's checkbox, date only, date and time, email address, integer, multi-line text, numeric, phone number, selection, text, user selection, as well as the www URL. Now, if you were to add a field whose type isn't supported, then that field would actually then be suppressed and not appear within the calendar list. One last thing to mention as well is the new system action that's being used. If you go to where system menus are defined, you can click on the user system menu, and within the option you'll see calendar list is the third item within the list, and the action being used is called responsive calendar. Let's now look at the quick find enhancements introduced in Sage CRM 2018 R3. Here you can see I'm logged on as Susan May, and the quick find feature has been extended to include phone number and email and postal address information associated with the person and company records. Now imagine you miss a call while away from your desk. The number that you've been given can be entered, and you can find the information that you need. And this allows a user to search across both the person and company information with those additional relevant business data items. And please note that this does not cross into the leads table. And so this is very much a new feature designed to make life a little easier for the administrators of MailChimp campaigns. This is the idea of MailChimp related changes. In order to do this, your account that you're logged on as must have rights to use MailChimp campaigns. But it means that a user can now set the status of a MailChimp campaign to be closed. And this means that the campaign is only closed in Sage CRM. It doesn't affect the status within MailChimp. And this system that I'm using only has a couple of MailChimp campaigns, but you can see that one of these is now marked as closed. Therefore, closing MailChimp campaigns in Sage CRM is a particularly convenient mechanism, because when you have a long list of campaigns and you want to be able to concentrate on the current ones, you can now move the old or unused campaigns out of your way. And there are some changes that may well be invisible to users and system administrators, but nevertheless will improve their experience. So let's have a look at some of the less obvious user experience enhancements. One of the things that we've done in 2018 R3 is to improve support for Unicode characters, and these include special characters in emojis encoded with 2, 3 or 4 bytes within UTF-8. The improvements were implemented for email messages filed using the Email Manager or the classic Outlook plugin or the Lite Outlook plugin. And you can see here an auto response from the email manager that's correctly handed back to me my test email with correctly rendered emojis. And then again, if I then choose to save the record using the Outlook plugin, and in my case here I've used the Outlook Lite plugin, the emojis are stored and rendered correctly within the Sage CRM interface. There have been over 50 issues identified by customers that have been addressed within Sage CRM 2018 R3, and these include corrections to dashboard gadget behaviors, mail merging, and changes to the component manager, and more. So this diagram just gives a sense of the spread of the work as we've continued to strive to provide customers with the best possible experience. So please be sure to check the release notes that are issued with the release that are also available on help.sagecrm.com. Now, we've seen that Sage CRM 2018 R3 is not a larger release as 2018 R2, but it still has produced for us a demonstration of Sage's continued commitment to integrated sales, marketing, and service modules for Sage Business Cloud systems within the Sage 200 family. And we've delivered in this release calendar enhancements, improvements to QuickFind, useful changes to MailChimp, improved Unicode support, so you can make sure you use those smileys now. The user experience continues to improve with more than 50 cases resolved. We've launched a new responsive version of the Help Center. It's even easier to use, and we've created 33 new videos to help you get the best out of the system. All this is backed up by one of the busiest and most active communities run by Sage. All this is Sage CRM 2018 R3. Thank you for listening.